I think you already had RStudio and RScript, right? Once you download and install it, both are available. Okay, so we can do Studio and Script. So what I'm going to follow this slide, so you can watch the slide. But I'm going to import. I mean, particularly today, I'm going to work on RStudio. So RStudio is this, probably here. Okay, so I'm going to this, and okay. So today we are not going to learn new concept of machine data mining, but hands-on. We learned the association rule mining, so we're going to use association rule mining, how the tools can support. So we're going to use it rather than coding or scripting, programming in this semester. Last semester I taught Python, how to do association rule mining, and how to do that. But each year I have tweaked a little bit. After I see students feedback, if students do not want, then I switch back to less technical, or sometimes more technical. Okay. This is still technical, but not the coding. We're going to use RScript or RStudio. Okay. So for non-technical majors, this is too technical. But for example, computer science development experts, this is less technical, right? We simply use it. Okay. All has basically two modes that you can use. You can create a file and run that file. The file consists of a sequence of all statements. Or you could do user interactive mode. This is user interactive mode. So at the first step, you may get familiar with the behaviors of our language. That's what we are going to do. Okay? And we'll get back to all a little bit similar to all for some other concept. For example, classification and clustering, and a little bit of learning, machine learning and deep learning. So we'll come back. So in this semester, in this class, we'll learn a little more R than Python. Okay? Or Python is also. First thing that you need to know is the packages. There are so many ways that you can check, hey, how many packages that I can see
and so on and so forth, right? So I think I need to. Is there any way that we can make this bigger? View status bar is not preference, file preference, set to file, edit, GUI preference. Okay, here. So I think I can make it a little bigger. Size. This may be the size, right? So 12. Console rows 25. 25 rows and 80 columns. This is pretty much a standard for. Usually standard is 24 rows. I do not know. Page row per pager rows 25. And that's the same as that. And buffer and all others. Okay, background. Let's say apply. Oh yeah, a little bigger. So this is it good enough? Maybe 14. I'm sure. If this is bigger than this, then we do not have enough space. So I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to reduce the row numbers. Rather than 25 columns, let's say 23. Apply. Okay, good. There are packages that you can find. Let's say help. Let's try packages to see if packages and specifiers the library. Okay, so if you want to see it from the internet, then see single question mark, then something available on your system. If you have double question mark, then go out, but there is nothing about. It's not really going out. Why it is not going out? Okay, so it doesn't help. So what happens here is that there are multiple packages available, installed, available. Let's see first. Install dot packages. Then those are the installed packages. There are another way, available dot packages. Then there is another available package site from CRAN mirrors popped up, so you can click, for example, USA, whichever you convenient to you, Kansas or Tennessee. Those are the near to us. Maybe Tennessee. Then those are the mirrors available there, right? There's a lot of those. Those are the packages that you can download. Okay. if you want to install. Okay, so install the packages. It's alphabetical order, lowercase first. What we are going to use today is A rules. A means a priori rule. Okay, a priori rules. License restriction to use, operating system type, MD5 sum, needs to compilation built. So A rules is available. If you do not have A rules, then what you need to do is then you need to install that packages and then rules. Okay. Right. If it is not known by your system, then remember the other ones, available dot packages. Therefore, another available CRN mirror site, the list of mirror sites will be popped up. Then you need to select one of those and then continue to download and install. Once it is installed, then you need to use it. So from this time, A rules. You need to set library. Library is a function so that you can take a package name in it. So library is ready. See what happens? So loading required package. So attaching packages A rules. The following objects are masked from package colon base. Right. If you want to see anything loaded on your system, then those are the loaded right now. If you want to remove them, all right, remove all. So okay, if you do a question mark RM, then this came up, and then the RM remove or RM, either way will be okay.
We just do, to see the packages, you just do library or
A rules.
install.
You need to first install dot packages.
Install dot packages.
Mm-hmm.
Mine just shows me. It's probably just mine.
Install.
Yeah. It's not showing me like that.
If it is installed dot packages, open and close parentheses, then it lists all the packages installed. But if you want to install, then you need to specify a specific package to install. So if you read this carefully, I lost. Okay, one more time. Okay. Here, there's no example. I know there is, let's try to check. All script rm all files. Oh, this is all files, not all, everything loaded. Here, right. This is the way that you can do. We can combine list. See, ls gives us all the available. Let's try to see our rs here. Ls. It's like a list in Linux command. ls is an object return a vector of character strings giving the names of an object in the specified environment. So that is ls. So it gives us all the objects loaded. So that is the list, ls. And then there is a list. List is the function to construct cores and check for both kinds of our list. So having those, what happens here is that list, if I say list ls, think about this. ls is nothing but a list of those. When I do list, literally list, then it combines all as a vector. So when I'm going to save this A, and then if I type A, then that is that one. But first element of that vector A contains that one. Okay, so this is everything. So if I want to remove all, then simply list ls, then it removes all. One more. Must contain names of character. Okay, maybe I need to do a equals. I'm not sure if this works that way, but it's not. Let's see. Where the list equals. Okay, that is also possible. So A equals ls, then it's not even, then equals, that works. So it should be specific ones. Okay. After that, when I do ls, then nothing there, right? If there is nothing loaded in memory right now, is a workspace. We call that workspace of R Studio. If there is nothing in the workspace of current R Studio, then what it returns is character. Okay. Library A rules ls. It's nothing, right? So we have a clean page. Okay, in that clean page, we can do a lot of small things. For example, 5 plus 3, then that is 8. I mean, arithmetic operation works. And then concatenation, if you want to do A, B, C, if you want to do concatenate, and then save it to A, for example, then what is A? Then A, B, C. If we want to make a vector, then list C, A, B. There's a one concatenation, and C, D, there is another concatenation, and E, F, G, S, whatever. Okay? So those are the list. What it means here is that the list, the first element is this, the second element is that, and third element is that one. Okay. You can make also 2 to 7, then it automatically generates a sequence. But you can also control the sequence not automatic. There's automatic from 2 to 7 by increment by 1, right? But you can do something else. 2 to 7, but by 2, for example. So every other number. 2, 4, 6. That may be also good to go. There's a sequence. Repetition is also possible. Repetition number 7 times equals 3, then 777, right? If we want to see that numbers in Las Vegas, then you will win. What's that machine? This is typical. Anyone can do, right? In gambling. 777. Can you repeat this? For example, 246, 246, 246 multiple. That is also possible, right? So sequence from 2 to 7 by 2. That's the multiple times. Oh. By equal to. Then 246, 246, 246. I combined this and this together. Therefore, REP repetition times 3 times. Instead of hard-coded value, we again generate something. So in this way, you can generate data so quickly, so many times, right? How can you do that? For example, 2 to 7, and then every third, and how many times? You can do 30 times. Boom. Quick, right? Don't try to do 300 times. See what happens. Boom. How many rows? 6,008. Quick, right? Very fast. 700. Boom. We can also save it as, if we want to save this as a variable, say x. The way that you can save, you can do this, whatever you have, this is an operation, right? I want to assign this expression, whatever the outcome, to variable x. We can do that, right? Then what is x? X is that. What is the dimension of x? Null. What is the structure of x? Sorry. Structure of x is from 1 to that, and I have those sample numbers. Right? Structure is nothing but number. So those are the key, some of the functions that you may need, right? When you generate some that assignment is possible. You can create a variable and less than sign and dash followed by expression. You can do this, or you can do the other way. Here you can think about the arrow, okay? You can do y here. And what is y? Y is the same as that, right? Is x same as y? True. They're all true. It says all true, right? We can reassign the value. Say 1, 2, 7. Then what is x? X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, right? What is x 1? 1. What is x 7? Index 7, 7. What is x 2? Number 2. What is x 0? Simply integer, right? So if you see the structure of that, then it says this is the structure of variable x. The first element here is nothing but integer. So there's some the format of variables. So first element of that list tells us the type of that, and then from the second, which is number 1, and so on and so forth. X minus 2, what happens? This is not the same as Python, right? X minus 2, then what it returns? It returns all the elements but the second element. Which is remove the elements from a list. In Python, if you want to do that, then you need to split the list into 2 parts. Actually, if you want to, if no specific elements to be removed, then you can create one list, exclude that one, and you can create another list after that elements, and then finally you can join them or append. Yeah, that way.
I did x minus. Oh, sorry.
What?
Sorry, you're so sorry. I did x minus 2, and it gave me minus 1 to 5. If you do x, no, I'm saying x minus 2 without it. I know I did that.
You mean x minus 2?
Yeah. What is that yet? It shows me negative
From
5.
this, it's going to minus from each, I guess, right? Yeah, it minus each. For example, if we want to do x times 10, then it multiplies. There is a function matrix. Okay, so matrix is matrix. The function creates a matrix from the given set of values. As dot matrix means attempts to turn its arguments into a matrix. Is dot matrix test if the argument is matrix. There's a particular, a few of those data types like this. This will be as a function, so that there is a dot notation, and there is it's not really a package, but like as or is. Those are very, very special packages available. If you have as dot some data type, then there's a conversion. If we want to convert something as dot matrix, then some other data types will be converted to matrix format. Okay. Is dot matrix means we want to check. We want to check if it is a matrix. Okay. So right now, what is X? X is that. If we say is matrix X false, that is not a matrix. But if you want to make matrix X, say number of row equals 3. Number of rows equals 3. Should be number of row equals it didn't help. Some other cases, let's try this. I want to concatenate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Concatenate that, and I want to make a matrix. That one matrix, a number of row, I want to make 3. See what happens. Right? It should be like that. 3 rows. What if I have one more? But I said I want to make a 3 rows. Then it says it goes up to number 12 and 13, right? 13. This is a 13, and this may be null, maybe empty. But there is a warning message says that data length of 13 is not sub-multiple. It's not multiple of 3, for example, right? So our script automatically enter like a circular from the beginning. It borrows from. It needs 2 more elements. That comes back to the beginning of that list and borrow and the number of empty slots to fill in. Okay. Same ones. If we want to save it into a variable A, that's fine. So A is that one. So that you can access, for example, I want you to look at the heading of each column, and the label of each row. Each column heading here is comma, within square bracket, comma, and then numbers. The row labels, each row there is a label. That label has number followed by comma within square bracket. If you combine these two, then because this is two-dimensional, if it is two-dimensional, what is the address to this first element? That is number 1 here, comma, number 1 there. Combine these two. So for example, if you want to access this value, 11, then what it should be?
2, 4.
2, comma 4. That is correct. Then it returns that one. If we want to retrieve all number here in that row, what should you do? just 2 comma, and then column number, column labels blank. So 2 comma and close square bracket, then it gives all those. Similarly, if you want to retrieve any column 7, 8, 9, then A is a 3, right? Comma 3 and close the square bracket. 7, 8, 9. If you want to make 8 times 10, what happens? What would happen? 8 times 10.
Everything is multiplied by 10.
That's right. So, that one. As you work in R script, or R Studio, R script, the one of the major purpose of using R is to handle data, right? Say big data. If they are big data, then data cannot be created manually, and that is not what we want. That's not the reason that we are using R script, right? So data is given. Data is somewhere. So we want to say we want to save data somewhere in my local drive, and then my program is running here. So there is the same issue that you could have whenever you have your program, and also you have data. Then sometimes, because your program does not access the location of the data sets, therefore there could be some error saying file not found, right? File not found. Sometimes file not found occurs for your program itself, or many times to your data file. So you have your data file stored safely, but you are playing in some other location. So best way that you could do without having any hassle, then you need to, your program and your data should be in one place. Or otherwise, you have to specify the location of your data files accurately and fully specified. That is another technique that you have to learn. So in order to get some idea, sometimes I want to see the location, working directory. I want to get working directory, WD. Where am I working right now? If you type get WD, then that is the working directory. There's a lot of cases that you do not need to have your data under that directory, right? If you save your file here, then that located in that place, right? So there are many ways that you can set work directory. If you want to set work directory of different drive, that is also possible. Set working directory F colon, then it change the drive from C to F. And then you can say get WD, then to see for what it is, right? See, when I did here get WD, then it returns C, users, JUN, and documents. After I reset to different drive, then my current working directory is F colon slash, means the first directory in the drive F. If we want to change this from there, if you want to change it to the place where I want to have my file, then you need to have ls, you need to have a list.files. List.files. Then I have this directory, that, whatever, right? Some directories and some simply files. So this is a directory that I want to have. Then I need to do again set WD, and then John's dot, and then I know Mercy after that, and I know, well, I know up to this point. So enter and get WD, then I know there, right? If I do list.files, then I know, oh, there are so many, right? So that is the reason that I do not know. There's a 520 demining. That's what I want to set. So set WD demining. No, 520 demining. 520 demining. Yes. So another files within that directory. Oh, there's a whole lot. So what I would have here is I want to go to associate rule. Okay, associate rule. So set work directory associate rule tab, no more, list.files. Okay, 21. Oh yeah, I have those files, right? I have some CSV files, PDF files, zip files, all data files, and some others.
Why do you need a / when you put it in for?
That's a good question. If you want to do backward, then let's see. Forward slash is a standard delimiter for path expression. Almost all operating systems follows that except Windows. Windows use the backslash. So come here, for example, there's a backslash, right? That is the location where I am right now. So if I want to choose let's see. This copy, I copied it. Okay. And then come back here. If I want to do set working directory, there I need to put double quote, copy all. Okay. There's a backslash. Set enter, then there is an error, right?
Doesn't allow it, yeah.
There's an error. But if you want to do backslash also, then you need to have double backslash. Then it should work. It works. Double backslash works, but single backslash not works. But forward slash works. Why? Question to you.
It's made for the operating systems that are not Windows, right? Or like.
Well, that is what we could see, but a more fundamental reason. Anno knows. What did you say last time?
Is it a standard?
Escape character. Escape character. Escape character is backslash. Okay, that is the standard escape character. If you have one single backslash, then that is an escape character. Whatever after that, not recommended, not recognized. So there is an error. If you have an escape and another escape, then hey, now that is backslash. That is backslash to be used in Windows. Okay, that is the reason we need to put double backslash. Other than that, single forward slash. Okay, either double backslash or single forward slash will work. In most cases. So now, if we want to see get WD, then we are now one level up, right? So if we want to set WD again, then from there, I think C rule, right? If I remember correctly. Yes. Okay. In this way, you can manipulate the location of multiple sources when you run your R file, R script. All right. I think this is something very useful for you. Input data file has itself in some format, right? CSV files, comma separate file, some Excel files, or like even tables, right? Or some transactions for association rule mining. Grocery stores, then the multiple transactions. They are not necessarily same number of columns and rows, particularly columns. Transaction 1 has 2 grocery items. Transaction 2 has 3 grocery items, and so on and so forth. It's not really standard table, right? Rigid format of tables. We call that transactions.
You know, today actually, I had to export the audit login failure for one of the accounts on like server 2012, and you know, I was having trouble like opening it in Excel because that's what the client wanted. He wanted like the audit failures of everybody that logged in at the
Mhm.
time and everything, and when they were wrong. And I know I had to change it to like .xs or XL and stuff like that to be able to just open it on Excel, things like that. And then what I ended up doing is actually using PowerShell, and I found a script that just showed just the, you know, the ones that were not logged in. But I was having trouble, like what you're saying, like showing them in the proper rows and things like that.
Right. Not in the same number of columns, right?
Yeah.
Right. In the real world, data that you can obtain from, for example, logging files. Logging files is not necessarily all the transactions of loggings, not necessarily putting to the same number of columns. If somebody intrude abnormal way, then it's not really standard intrusion. Therefore, it's not doesn't follow the rigid column format. We call that all transactions. It's not a table. If you see here, I want you to look at here, read.csv, read.table. Okay? If it is a CSV, you can use CSV. CSV is a very well-known type, so read.csv in parentheses, file name. Again, in this parentheses, if the file and data is not in the same location as your R script is running, then you need to specify fully from the drive. C:. If you want to do a backslash notation, then you need to have a double backslash. Backslash and the name, backslash. If you do not like double backslashes, to use forward slash one time. In that case, you need to have a one time, right? It's not, forward slash is not escape character. Other than that, table, SSF format is space separated format. Here, SSF, this should be T. TSF, there's some TSF, SSF data. Tab, separated value, or space separated value. This is SSB, and this is TSB, or CSV. This is comma separated values. Comma separated values, valued file should be read by the function read.csv, other than the table. Okay? Oh, the TSV. Oh, yeah, it is SSF and TSV. It's a tab separated. Yeah, then you need to have a delimiter. Right.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Excel files, if you have Excel files, then you need to have this. .xls. Fixed with the text, then FW. F. Fixed with the text. Okay, so those are the things. Dot table, dot CSV, or dot transactions. Dot transaction, plural or singular? I don't remember. Maybe plural. Okay. HTML, if you need to handle HTML data, or XML. These days, XML data is so popular, right? So you may need, if you want to do that, you have to include, you have to import XML, and then there's this, read HTML table. HTML table. And then there is a source one, and so on and so forth. If you have an HTML table, okay. So, any CSV files available. Let's try to. I put here two URL. I want to click both. Okay. So data sets, UCI, remember the University of California Irvine KDD archive we visited right last week. Including that, there are some other data sets available. KDD COP data, and then traces available in the Internet Traffic Archive. Some data sets. KD nuggets. KD means knowledge discovery. Nuggets. Anybody else? McDonald's nuggets. Let's click. There's a lot of data available. I wanted to practice. It's not connected. HTTP logs. This may be very interesting. Okay. Is there any data type? BC 4 million packet trace of LAN and WAN traffic seen in the Ethernet. Oh, okay. Internet route measurement. Flattening topologies. Which one's interesting? I wanted to take a look. Some of this. So what it is. This group. What is the format of data? Format. ASCII format. This is an ASCII. For long traces of all wide area packets. Format. TCP dump format. This is not this top file. I think this must be very big files, TCP dump files. Or World Cup 98 format. Oh, this is a table format. Looks like this may be good. It's very big. It's all gzip files. So next 5 minutes, I want you to choose one of those and open and read in your R script and tell me which one that you successfully read. Okay. Any of those here or there. These are the R data. R data is should be used in different way. So forget about this, but here. Somewhere here, okay? Some data sets.
Very cool. Other way.
Michael has research
This is your local problem.
and then Katie is I'm just trying to find one of the data sets he said
Your PC problem, so it's very hard to. If anybody interested in the PC resolution, I'm not really interested.
Oh, actually, does this work? We're in the call.
Okay. Oh yeah, it works. Yeah, it works now.
Yes, I
Great,
was
congratulations.
Every time.
Dr. Ian, some of the websites are trying to download their FTP server.
Yeah, I can't get onto the KD nuggets, can you?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
You practice that on.
I don't think anyone can download it.
Oh, all of those?
Yeah, because the school will have no Wi-Fi blocks the FTP. Well, I'm not sure if
I thought it was my browser.
Which ones?
Trackers or something.
First one.
Another way that you could do is we have, can you see test dash CIS lab dash silo dash 2?
You have.
You did that whole move thing? You moved all of that after?
Yeah, I have plugins and stuff and they get people for it. And when I put my career, I used to do it, I actually found it.
I can let you have the password. I think you know the password, right? James?
I forgot.
Forgot.
I had to reinstall.
Mm. Where do I have that?
Let me see if I can. Oh, alert. Do you have that? Another Wi-Fi running here?
I don't have to
I used it in a different class, but it was I can't remember. I gotta see. Maybe I can.
Do you still have problem of downloading? All of this not available? Not for you to.
I know that 80 nuggets, I don't think you can connect to the website. What was it? KBD cup. Wasn't working.
Not working?
Yeah, they're all trying to connect to FTP, so
The way that I could do is, I am going to post on our here sitesecure.org. Anybody notice that I changed this? If you move your mouse there, then it's like mosaic. Can change. Here, ISP 520, click on it. This training set for 520, what is it? This is a CSV file. So you can use this test data set. That also CSV files. Okay, so download the CSV files and read it. Let's try to do that. Let me see. Training data sets, and then open. Open means what? It's going to be open here or all. So we can save it, right? I can save it. Save it as where? Browse and F. .520. I have associate rule. I'm going to put there train dot CSV. Okay, save. Some features people say this is the you wanna keep no. I think I saved it already, right? Let me check. Yeah, already saved, so I don't need to do. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to save. Alright, so you can, I want you to have that one, okay? Train.csv files on whatever your local drive and read it and in your R script. How do you like this? This I made. The language that I used, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yeah.
3. Right? This is good. 560 also. Oh, 520. You don't know that 505? Anybody taking 505 right now? It's not clicked. What happens? Something clicked, something not. Not clicked.
Are these all the classes you teach, or is this like...
These are all the classes
Oh, yeah.
that we offer.
20 classes.
This is for undergraduate from 131, 231, 244. Some that I am teaching, I have some link.
Taking so long to load this page. Maybe you're getting denied your service.
Don't say that. Our server is here. 560, for example.
Maybe too many people on your website.
I know, right now I'm literally trying to get onto it.
But anyway, this is not the one that I want to work with you. Okay. So what you did? So James, or anybody successfully read here?
I downloaded it.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's correct.
Let me see. Read.csv. First, I need to check that file exists here. Or I have a train.csv, right? So read.csv, and then if I do train.csv, it's a tab. There is a tab, right? \T. So it should be tab, then delim, right? We need to use delim. Read TSV, no, TSV? What is it? Read the lim. We need to use the lim. The lim. They look the same. So let's say this is A. There's A. Dimension of A 299. What is structure of A? Data.frame. Only one variable. It's no good, right? What I want to do, I want to resave it properly. Well, that one is not really. Okay, here's what I can do. For a simple process for tonight, this doesn't look good because it should be multiple variables. 299 objects, that is fine, but there should be multiple objects. So for example, if I want to do tail, if I want to see last 6 items transactions, or the row, last 6 rows, each row should not be like that. This is one column, tab, this is another column, this is another column. So data needs to be cleansed. It is not right now. So give me 1 second. I'm going to okay. Data sets. There are 2 data sets available right now, so I'm going to upload from my PC. I have diaper examples. Those are the examples. Okay. So what you need to do, Okay. Okay. You can download it in this way. I'm going to link that to fix, but because you can see it right now, 520 slash data sets, 520 slash data sets slash a rule sample 2.csv. Cannot reach this page. A rules sample 2.csv. scitesql.org 520 data sets. A rule 520 data sets. A rule sample 1. Oh, I know why. And then I come back here. I need to switch my access points. Oh. Anybody downloaded it successfully?
Yeah.
I think you did, right? I'm going to close this.
Was the one with
I need to close that. That way I can get proper. Oops, I lost my access. Network. Go to network setting. Wi-Fi on. Okay.
Is this one right? The one with that's like 299, and that's like 125, 140.
That is it's train, right?
Yeah, this, I switched it to train. I saved this train and then.
Oh, that's not the one that I ask you to take a look. That I want to ask you to take a look is this. Okay, so when I do open, yeah, this is simple. AC, BCE. This is the file. Okay?
That was train?
No. This is not train. This is a sample A rule association rule sample 2.csv. Because train is not really properly, it's not comma separated value as you looked at. It's a tab, right? So manually, it needs some manual, something needs to be done. Either manual or whatever. It is not available right now. So here, if you do read.csv and then a, what is that? A rule sample 2. a rule sample 2.csv read the CSV, not SCV, CSV. Okay. So that is it, right? So I can save it to, say, data, DAT, and then read.csv rule sample 2.csv colon that is the DAT. Okay. If we have A rules available, that package is available. Here's very important thing. Okay. Let me do this first, and I'll let you do. You need to run a priori. That a priori uses DAT data, and then save it to rules. Okay. And then inspect rules. Then it gives you, it finds you the rules. So one of the rules is that if A equals B, C equals C, then X equals E. These are the rules. Doesn't look good, but this is the rule. So two commands that you need to use is that DAT a priori function, and save that rule in some variable, and then inspect that variable. All right. So that is the a priori rule. What a priori rule? A priori rule can do. After this, we'll do Titanic file. Did you download a rule sample? Oh, what is it?
The train.
There's a good one.
You just do that table instead of CSV.
Right. So did you save it CSV?
Yeah,
File?
this is the CSV.
Okay. So do it. Do run a priori.
I tried it.
A priori. Oh, you already did?
Yeah, but then it's giving me errors with the columns.
Some of them are. Some of them. In that case, you have to change it to the transaction. So right now there is type of class and file name. What's the file name? Class open and close. Open parenthesis and close parenthesis. File name. What's the file name?
Train.
Right. No. You have to.
I sent the directory to that location.
You say when you read it,
Yeah.
is it now CSV file or tab separated file?
When I opened
Comma
it,
separated
it
file
was-
or what is it right now?
Okay, so if
File.
So that's the train file, right? So I opened it with Notepad, right? This is all fast.
Mm-hmm.
This is the file, right? So I opened it with a table.
Okay.
It's a program, right? So if I go up,
Oh, within a.
yeah, so if you do read.table,
Oh, read that table
that train, then you just put a file name. That's what I did.
and save it in as a variable.
Which I did down here.
So what is that one?
A.
It's A. Then class A.
Oh, so you want
Oh, the data frame.
yeah.
So that is the data.
is as dot transactions A. It's not proper.
Also, some of the rows get omitted because the protein changes the name.
It's not even common.
Well, let's forget about that. We have to do this first.
I actually opened the replication way just to view the file, but I can't do the already.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why. I mean, I already have to like do the difference. Every time I go on to do that CSV, or one other, so I'll do a different one.
No, you have to use the owner.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then respect rule. Well, respect rules. So happens. So James made some files, but it's not. He read it successfully right now, right? But it's not good for. It's not tuned to properly to association rule minor. Some of the files that you have, it should be tuned to properly to association rule mining. But right now it may not be. That is the reason. Another thing that let's see. In the web page, here, there's a Titanic row. Remember that in Titanic, have you watched the movie? So we're going to play with this. Titanic, how many people on board? About 2,200 people, right, on board. If I remember this data. There's a big cruise. And this data, let's first take a look at that data. You need to download this, Titanic, and save it on the same directory. Okay? And then here the load workspace or file, no, save, open script. The one simple way that you can do, I have Titanic here, Titanic row, right? If you do double click, then entire new came up, and if you do ls stat, then it has a Titanic.row, right? That is the file. If you want to see
What is that? File class, then the data.frame. Okay. And what is the structure of that Titanic raw data? That is that. And if we want to see all the files, it's a 2,200 crew members and all people. If you want to see first 6 rows, so that we can see column labels, right? This is just a label, numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 2000 and 201. And class, this is a third class. This is some crew members, and third class. After that, sex, male, female, and age, adult and child, and survived, no. So this data has who survived, who killed, okay? If we have this similar data from Vegas a couple of days ago, age, sex, location where they stand or sit on that festival, country festival, and then we know who died and who survived, who injured, right? That type of things. So if we run association rule mining, then we will have this kind of result. Watch this. Say rules. I want to save it. A priori, and then Titanic dot raw. Okay. Okay. Library A rules. All right, and then I will do this. Okay, that is it's mined already, so I want to do inspect rules. All right, so if you see here, see what happens. If a class is a second class people, 10% of them are adult. Here, survived, no. Survived, no here. This rule is very, very interesting, right? Those who, any males who were in the third class, maybe third floor, whatever, they died. Confidence, 83%. If there is a male who were in the third, then they probably died. 83% of confidence. How often this case occur? About 20%. Okay. Similarly, if we are interested in survival states, then this is another case. Third and sex male and adult, then even higher percentages, right? This is the Titanic case. So if you are adult and male, right? Then don't purchase third class cruise of Titanic.
Yeah.
You're highly likely to be killed.
So you
Either
can use this to
Titanic.
survive.
Right. So you need to be on the second floor or fourth floor, or you need to be a crew member, then likely survive. Okay. This is that one. So what you need to do? Very simple, right? You can load that. Once you download it, this is a Titanic row. Another way that you can do. The one that I did was here. I just made the double click, right? It came up another the Windows. If we want to do that in this console, then you need to do load and Titanic row. If we do this load, then it says error. This cannot be found, right? So what you need to do is that, as I said earlier, here we have Titanic. So click this. You need to copy that fully qualified path expression, and then load. Bring that in here within double quote, and then copy it here. Finally, you can do Titanic. Oh, I put wrong name. Data, and then don't forget to have one more backslash each. Okay, and enter. It is loaded, right? It is loaded, and then you can say ls. Then I have Titanic row here, right? From there, we can do rules. See here, I can type Titanic, because this is an object loaded. File name is Titanic row all data. When it was loaded, object is this. So that that is the data, and I want to do what is my rule? Say rule, and then a priori, and row. That is mind, right? And then inspect and rule. That is a rule that we mind. All right? So I want you to practice that. So as far as you have some what is all data? All data is not like table James read in from trained data sets, right? We have to do a little more for that. That's what I described here. If it is our data, then our data is nothing but a binary file. Our data is the outcome from our script. So our script is our data is a file saved by our script. So that Titanic.row.our data, once you download it and load it on your R console, then you can play with it very smoothly because it is already saved by our script.
If it is not, this is how to read and how to save. If it is not, then there are many ways that you could do, right? Here, James, you can try this. Read the transactions, read dot transactions, file equal the file name. Did you save dot CSV file?
Yeah.
Okay. And then follow this as is. Then you might have a very, very good result from there. Okay. Read it a transactions. If it is a table format. Any other how is it?
I got, this says 300 transactions for a row and 17,991 items per column.
Can you apply that to the function a priori and make a rule? Or can you, if you have a blackboard right now, can you post it on, can you attach that file, the CSV file that you have, to email everyone here, including me, so that we can play with it?
Okay. You just want the train file? You said?
The CSV files that you,
Yeah, the train.csv.
right, you converted it. Converted the file.
Oh, so you want me to export this?
Oh, wait a minute. You just table it.
Yeah.
You read it as a table, right?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Right. We can do that together. Did you download? What is the name of that? Train.
CSV.
Original file name is train.csv. Have you downloaded CSV files? Okay. Then let's play it together. So read that table. I need to first see list that files. This is the one, right? Train.csv. So read that table. Read that transactions. How about that? No, it's not really CSV files, right? Table. If we save it A, dimension A, 300, structure A, structure str, okay. So rather than that, say transactions. Transactions file equal that, and separate equals. Did you do comma or tab?
Oh, for that, it's supposed to be a tab.
That works also. Oh, no, it is not. It may not work.
Yeah.
So did you do \T? Probably. A.
So Dr. I think the problem is it's called train.csv, but there's no commas in the file.
That's what I did here, a tab, backslash tab. Right? Okay, so tail, they're the same. 300 transactions, rows, and 300 columns. Okay, so let's try with the A priority. A priority, A. Doesn't look good. See what happens. So many rules. These are the no, it is not good. Is to have that. It's not properly read. How's yours?
I can't do.
Right, it's not really right. It's not, data is not good enough. Okay. So what we can do here, let's do this way. I want you to have new Excel files. Okay, so I'm going to say remove that. And somebody has beer, then diaper. If somebody has, I think I have one in my sample somewhere. Diaper data. Oh yeah, diaper data. Okay. Don't save. Okay, this. Can you make this quick? As if I have here. So we have diaper, nuts, beer, nuts, diaper, beer, coffee, diaper, beer, diaper, eggs, wine, and things like that. This is the same as I ask you to do your homework, right? Same one. Okay? Same one. And I'm not sure you had that properly on your running process. So what I want you to do is, we want to read. First I need to see, oh, there is a typo.data, right? So I want to assign that to variable B. So read transactions and file equals diaper data. What is the full name of that? Cannot see that. Diaper data.csv. So diaper data.csv, and then separate equals comma, there's B. So if I type B, then that, okay. So, apply to a priori. So rules a priori, E, that looks okay. See, I have confidence minimal, whatever. So I have here 10 rules. Something good. Inspect rules. What happens? Inspect P rules. Right. Inspect rules. Okay. So we have very good rules. For example, those who purchase coffee and milk also purchase nuts. Those who purchase coffee and nuts, then milk. There's a type also. Those who purchase beer and wine, then egg, beer and nuts, diaper, and support. This is confidence 1 and support. This is 25% or 37%. Oh, this is a 37%. Those who purchase beer also purchase diaper. Those who purchase cheese, then also purchase wine. That is also 37%. Very, very high. Right? These two rules. According to this. So if you see here, those who purchase beer, then diaper, beer, therefore diaper. Any beer here? No. Those who purchase cheese, say cheese, where's cheese? Cheese, then wine, cheese, then wine, cheese, then wine. It's not necessarily those who purchase wine, therefore cheese, right? This guy does not. Wine, but there is no cheese. Instead, eggs. So this is very good. We have simple data sets, therefore simple. Rules that we mind makes more sense to us. So difference between this transaction data and Titanic data. Titanic data is R data, which is saved by that. We can also make where is it? Here. What is LS right now? So B is the data that we have, right? So if we want to save our B data, then you need to do this. This is in on the slide, right? So list equals C, and then you can say B, comma, file equals F backslash, and then we can say grocery dot all data. So the way that we can save all data, it is saved, right? So if we open up this, go to F, then there's a grocery. This is called all data. All right. Okay. Come back here. So if we want to see, if we make double click here, grocery, then as we did, this is that grocery price, right? So if we type ls, then there is B. And library A rules, there is a loaded, and then rules A priority and B. Inspect rules, and we can see the rules as we did before. This is the saved ones. This is our workspace, but I saved it because I said that this is data B. This is my variable, and I want to save it in this directory, top directory. That's what we could see here in the top directory, F. I have a grocery, and if you want to reload it by double click that, and therefore you can see that B here. Okay, so this is the way that you read, or you can read it here. If you want to read it here, then you can do load, and then fully that once. You need to have that one. Okay, and hit enter, then that is loaded, and if you say ls, then you can see P there, the same B as. Okay. So you know how to save as R data, how to load it so that you can expedite the role mining. If you do not have enough time to follow, then you need to read the slide. You can hold the slide and practice the way that I did here.
Is it related to Bitcoin mining at all?
Huh?
Is it related to like Bitcoin mining?
You mean?
Virtual currency? Is data mining and Bitcoin mining relate?
Data mining and Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining in what way?
Like, I think like you pick up like fragments of like virtual currency on the internet or something along those lines.
I do not know.
Sorry.
Yeah. Is there a term Bitcoin mining?
Yeah, I thought that was what it was called.
Any question about this all, associate rule mining?
Just one actually. When you save it from the Excel file to the .csv, did you just, because when I save it, I get this weird extra column and it goes x and x.1. Like I typed in all the weird not stacker, and then I get this.
You need to make a label when you save it.
This is
Oh, it's a label.
Yeah. Well, I always get this, and that's why I do it again. I'm sure I can save it, but I still get the
Why did you have add a Right. Do that. And then micro.
I'm not sure, but kind of always not get information.
Do I have that here also for
No, I don't believe you.
the file? File issue. Can you open your file?
Yeah, this is CSV version, and there's nothing in this. It would be like up here, but there's nothing there.
This is mine. File.
I don't remember that if I. No. This is the one, right?
Yeah.
So, but did you read? You have to read the transactions. Read the dot transactions.
That's why. Okay.
I think you have to read the CSV.
Yeah.
Read the dot transactions. Yeah, typo is an object. So now we do a file. So that one. So you have to save it into assign it to another variable to inspect. Or you can do here, then do inspect. Inspect. And open. That's
Oh,
all.
okay.
How do you?
I don't know if I just messed around with the I got it on a side variable. Like, just make a side variable.
Okay.
And then after that, I think it's the eight.
You don't need to assign. But the reason we assign is that next step we use that variable. For example, a priori. As Teddy did here, I also do. rather than assign this a priori diaper, he inspect and a priori diaper. So rather than making an intermediate variable, the inspect takes a priori functions directly.
So we just that's assigning this yeah.
Right. You could do all together. For example, here, instead of diaper is another variable, right? We can do read and then just filing. In right?
Yeah.
I think that was right. These long statements, I want to break it down to save it one intermediate variable, and using that variable into one of the functions. Right? So what I tell them is this: if you want to do it all in once, in one statements, you can do in this way: inspect and AP. I'm going to read that. Instead of make intermediate variable, what I want to do: inspect a priori and open 1, 2, 3, so that I need to do 1, 2, 3. Okay. So usually when we read, we assign this to a variable. That variable is fed into this function a priori, and I assign that to another variable called rules, and that rules is assigned to this inspect function. If I combine them all with having to creating intermediate variables, then this is the statement. So one single statement makes and display the result of rule mining. Watch this. See? This is rule mining, right? Those who bears make diaper. All right. What is that? That is okay. Probably we may have some traffic. Yeah? All right. I'll see you next week, or see you tomorrow morning, some of you.